Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanius here. Welcome back to this NHL 22 Detroit Red Wings Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode here on my channel in Motor City. If you guys have missed episodes up to this point, head up into that top corner. If you missed the last episode, go down in the description. If you do enjoy this one, show your support by dropping a like, subscribing, and hitting notifications. Of course, leave comments to possibly get featured and interact with me. So, today we get into the 2021-22 re-signing, off-season, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff for setting up our team for next season. So looking at the progress reports, the team did extremely well over the past season or so, despite the fact that, we didn't qualify for the playoffs. Guys like Spezza and Holtz are really looking like they're going to make an impact here in the next year in the NHL. We've got some really, really good growth numbers here overall. Guys like Edvinsson are now top 6 defenders. We've got a serious team on our hands here, and it's only going to continue to get better. So that's what we're looking at. That's where our team's at. Certain guys like Cossa didn't grow too much, but that's okay. It happens sometimes, and goalies do take a little bit longer to develop. We can't necessarily expect him to be in the NHL at 19 or 20 years old. So let's get to this. The re-sign phase is going to be an interesting one. We've got a few bigger name players that we're going to have to pay, but that's okay. Even then, Spezza is going to be so cheap still. Goligoski too. Really nice, kind of smaller deals here that, we sign him for 2 years. It's not a big issue because a lot of our youngsters are still, needing that little bit of extra support and development, and having some older guys in the team is going to make a huge difference. So a guy like Subban, I think we're going to run up for one more year at $9 million. I think that's just a better idea than trying to go alternate routes. 2.55 for Skinner's nice and cheap. Again, we're just signing these guys as is because we're not necessarily keeping them in the long term, but we might as well hold on to them for now. I don't think we really made a free agent rule. I got to double check if we did or not. If we did, then we'll work with it, but I don't know if we did. Yeah, it was just 3 trades per season, so nothing ridiculously over the top or crazy that we have to do here. More so just re-sign these guys at the price they want to try and make them stay. I mean, a guy like Trevor Moore, we should re-sign, and he doesn't look like he's necessarily going to stay, but a lot of these guys are quite cheap, nice, easy deals. Ooh, Edvinsson's looking for a big payday. All right, you know what? We'll sign the bridge deal for 3 years. Let him prove it that, he's actually worth that kind of money. I think he's going to be well worth that kind of money, if not worth even more. But we'll see what happens here. So, a guy like Shane Wright, I don't know exactly what we're going to do because we look at our centers here, and there's a lot of good ones. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Wright's our 6th string center throughout this team, which is kind of funny because, there are a lot of other really good prospects in this group of players and on this team. So, I think apart from that, a guy like Eric Hoffman probably wouldn't be a particularly bad signing. I think he's going to get better development in our team, so let's sign him up. So yeah, we'll sign him, not necessarily make him play over, his capacity, because right now he's just an other forward. I mean, Shane Wright's also just, he's a depth forward right now. We have better centers in this team. I mean, if we go and look at other positions, left wing wise, we're doing okay. It is very possible that we do sign Shane Wright still and just slot him in on a right or left wing. I would say a right wing would be very likely, considering he's a right-handed passer and he is a playmaker, so that might be the move here. So we'll sign most of these guys up. We're not going to make too many signings for new rookies and stuff like that, but at the same time, we do need to fill our cap space as well as possible, or maybe sign some just cap eater deals in free agency. So with that in mind, I think we're pretty much good there. So I think, yes, we do sign Shane Wright, put him in on a second, third line kind of role to start off, and then potentially move him up from there. Looking at defensemen, I think we signed most of them. Obviously, you know, guys like Sanderson, Edvinsson, I want to try and get them as much playtime as possible, but at the same time, if that's not realistic, then, you know, we'll let them develop for another year in the minors. Apart from that, Korchinski, Popov, Forsmark, those guys can all continue to play where they're at. I don't feel a super pressing need or urgency to get those guys into our AHL or NHL teams just yet. I think Caden Primo is probably worth about $1.5 million for the next 2 years, and then a guy like Vini Vivalainen, I think is worth playing as a backup here. So, all right, that's where we're at with this team. Let's advance a day. We should get just about everybody here. I don't see why we wouldn't. And all right, we got Edvinsson on that. We'll have to give more money to Goligoski, Getzlaf, and a couple other guys here, but we'll see. Even Skinner. All right, same with Spezza. Okay, he wants to win now. We got one other guy there that I did not catch the name on, but that's okay. Oh, alrighty. So, all expiring deals here. It was Panic. It must have been Panic. So, Panic or Haig? I mean, first off, Goligoski and Spezza are going to get pretty big deals here, to be completely honest. We'll go $5 million for 1 year on Spezza. I think that could definitely convince him. Goligoski, we'll go 6 for the next year. I don't think he's going to have a better year than that necessarily. Getzlaf, oh yeah, we did not pay him nearly enough. We'll go 3 for 1 year on him. Again, this is literally just to get these role player kind of guys to stay with our team for this upcoming season, let the prospects develop a little more, and then, you know, get this team to cup contending level real nice and quick. So, Matheson should be getting signed for $3 million, but we're only going to do 1 year. Haig, you know what? I feel like a guy like Haig and Panic we could very likely release. So let's do that. Just say goodbye. Sorry, we've got other better prospects in this system that I would like to sign instead. So let's do that. And that looks really good. All right. Let's see if we get everybody here. We should. I don't see why we wouldn't. And we have the money to do so. All right, looking good. Let's hit free agency with our $11 million there and sign up at least one more player. All right, so we're not actually going to let any of those guys go. What we are instead going to do, really, right, is our most valuable player. He's very unproven, so we'll see what happens with that. Our draft picks are very highly valued, but, you know, with the team salary cap and just our potential ability here to sign players, it's going to be interesting to see what we can do. A guy like Matthew Tkachuk would be an interesting one for sure. Even Capo Caco would be, how good is he? He's 86 rated. Like, we could bring in a very big name RFA for cheap. Mangiapane might not be the best idea over some of these other, you know, slightly easier to sign guys. Maybe a Johnny Gaudreau would be an interesting one. You know, I would not mind bringing in Gaudreau. Don't get me wrong. Other guys here, like, you know, Kadri would probably fit better. Letang would fit better. Gaudreau doesn't necessarily fit. All right, well, that's good to know, I guess. 11.1 million. I just want to look through this team again, see what it needs. Ooh, okay, that could be really interesting. So, what I'm thinking here is that we make a trade, send off a guy like Jonathan Quick, and in exchange go get a guy like Fleury. He's going to be the best goalie on the market, and at 4.1 million, there's no reason why we wouldn't pursue him. And then if we add a guy like Chris Letang to this roster too, sure, our forwards aren't going to be great, but our defense is. So that's what I'm thinking. We'll spend roughly about, let's see, 4.1 plus 8.5 would be 12.6 million, so we're just shy of that. But if we can find a Jonathan Quick trade, which I highly doubt, but you never know. If we can find a Jonathan Quick trade, a 6th and a 7th, we get a 5th and a 7th from Buffalo. Same with Montreal, Florida, Nashville, Ottawa, Pittsburgh. Lots of teams. All right. Let's bet on... Let's bet on Nashville being bad, okay? So we'll send Jonathan Quick to Nashville. Nice, easy trade. Nothing too crazy or over the top. And I'm okay with that. All right, so nice, easy trade there. Clears up a bunch of cap space for us to spend, and we're going to use it effectively. So we actually have 16 million. So maybe we do go for a guy like Johnny Gaudreau. I don't know if we could get him necessarily. We could probably pay him 11.5 million for 7 years and then just use him as a trade piece in a year or two when we want to go acquire a better player. But if we do that along with Fleury at 4.5 for 2 years, I don't see why we wouldn't get both those players. But, you know, maybe we won't. We might miss out on Gaudreau, but we'll see what happens. Subban for a 2nd. Oh, I would totally take that most days, but I'm just not quite feeling these trades right now. Unfortunately, otherwise I probably would. So, Gaudreau sewers us, but we do get Fleury at 4.5 million for 2 years. Not bad, but not spectacular either. Okay, so does that mean... Yes, it does. All right, so that sucks because Letang's gone. So I guess we'll pay Kadri for the next... I mean, it's going to be 4 years, but we'll go 8.5 million. Yeah, we'll go 8.5 to start. He should get, he should sign that. I don't see why he wouldn't. And, okay, I'll be all right with this. It's going to be another center, but at the same time, we were pursuing Gaudreau, and that just never panned out. So he went to the Kings, which, fair enough. Kings are probably, okay. So we're going to have to pay Kadri like $9 million, which he's not worth. We'll go 2 years at 10 million. He better freaking take this, because if he goes to Washington, I'm going to be a little bit upset. So, all right, come on, Kadri, sign that friggin' deal. Length of the contract was the issue. My goodness. All right. Now we're in mild desperation mode because I wanted some forwards, and it doesn't look like we're getting forwards here necessarily. So I think the move here... All right, let's start off with a Ricard Raquel deal here. 1 year. 7.5 is probably good. We'll sign him for 2 years at 7.5. I don't see why he wouldn't take that. And then left winger wise, I think, wow, we don't have a lot of options here. Maybe like Dominic Kubalik. Is he an RFA though? No, he's not. Okay, let's sign him. We just sent 7 million the one way, so let's do another 3.5 for Kubalik just for a year. And that should cover everything. All right, so we didn't end up getting the centers we wanted, but you know, it's all right. And we'll take it. So, all right, so with all those moves in the bag, let's sim to the next season. We should get all our players that we pursued, and we don't have roster room for Ricard Raquel. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Let's try to find a deal for Adam Jennings and Luke Green. No trades acceptable. All right. Don't tell me not a single team wants those players. Are you kidding me? Okay, so yeah, the Rangers. Let's go for like a 6th and a 7th. Maybe a 5th and a 7th. Or 5th and a 6th. I'd be okay with that. Alright, so in this way, you know, I'm just hoping we'll find some kind of extra prospects in the later rounds. Who knows what's going to happen, but this team's in a weird yet, in my opinion, pretty solid state to actually, you know, be half decent this upcoming year. So I might be getting my expectations way too high, and that could very well be likely, but we're getting a lot of trade offers, 2nd and 3rd rounders. Like, seriously? That Pittsburgh 2nd, like, for Chara. Seriously, for Chara. You know what? We're going to do this too. All right, so we'll take this deal. This will be our 3rd and final trade of the offseason. We also got an offer for Goligoski. I find that funny, but we do trade away Chara. So at this point now, maybe we do go for an RFA. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't particularly want to pay compensation, but we might have to. Maybe we go for a guy like Puljujärvi, because I'm sure as hell not trading away or giving up picks in exchange here. How much would we be giving up again? Alright, so we're not going for that because we can't afford that. So I made an error there. I should have played that a little bit smarter than I did. So who's getting a big payday? We'll just say screw it. Bobby Ryan, 1 year. You know what? Take all our money, buddy. Take our $11 million for 1 season. Sure. Sure. Take ourselves off of the market. I don't see why we wouldn't get him, and there we go. Alright. Alright, guys, so for this upcoming year, we've got some pretty big names we got to move up here. So all 4 of these guys are coming up into the system. Apart from that, we are going to have to send a few guys down, I think, to start things off. We're going to go with, we'll keep Strawman up, but like Kubelik's going down. I don't think we can do, oh, we can maybe do Bobby Ryan. We go Kubalik, Bobby Ryan, and maybe not, no, maybe more. I'm trying to figure out who's going down still. Maybe even Rask. Okay, let's do those 3. And then let's do one more here. Bring Johnson up. And in exchange, send Gabby Getzlaf. I think it's got to be Trevor Moore. Okay. Let's do that. All right. And figure out our lines. Okay, guys. So this is how the team's looking for the upcoming season. It wasn't too crazy an off season. And, you know, hopefully we're going to see this team do a little bit better this year, take a step in that winning direction. I mean, overall, it's a pretty solid looking team. I'm expecting them to do better than people are thinking, but we'll see. It could just be a bomb of a year as well. We might not do nearly as well as I'm thinking, but you never know. So this is the roster we're running with this year. Should be an interesting one. The defense looks much better as far as chemistry goes. And of course, with Fleury and net, anything's possible. So don't be surprised if this team potentially makes the playoffs this year. So, yeah, that's what we're going to work with for team ratings and everything there, and our lineup. I think at this point, it's still so close between two guys like Seider and Ramyond for the captaincy that I think we just leave it for one more year. If Ramyond is like 30, 40 points ahead of Seider like he was last year, where Seider only put up like 30. I don't even know if he put up 30. Seider put up 31 versus Ramyond put up 67 and led the team. So I think for one more year, we just stick with two alternates, see how it goes. And apart from that, I am looking at some jersey numbers here, and they do look a little wonky. So 12's retired. We got a lot of like retired jersey numbers here. So that is one of the things with Detroit that is a little bit tricky to deal with. But we'll go number 17 on a guy like Ken Johnson. Beniers is supposed to be 10, so who's number 20? Boldy right now. Okay, so we'll switch Boldy to 21. I think I want to flip 13 and 14, so Holtz wears 14, and then of course Edvinsson wears 13. I think Edvinsson should wear 13. Wright's got 51. Spezza's got... I'm going to give Spezza number 91, I think. He'd normally be 19, but it's retired, so let's go Spezza number 91. Apart from that, Sanderson should be... Is he number 24? I can't actually remember what number Jake Sanderson's supposed to be, so I'll have to look that up quickly. But we'll go Matthew Boldy 21 because he normally wears 12. Just flip it and let me look that up. Looks like Sanderson's pretty consistently number 8, so we'll just swap him with Matheson. Matheson can wear like number 44 for now. Oh, I totally flipped that by accident. My bad. All right, Sanderson will be 8. Matheson can wear 44. And all right, apart from that, oh, Getzlaf's number looks so off. That does not look right. Getzlaf not wearing 15. What was going on there? All right. So I think we're finally set with jersey numbers and that whole mishmash of everything that just happened. Let's go 32 on Dustin Brown, because why not? He can't wear 23 because of Ramyond. And yeah, okay. I kind of like how this is looking. We'll go 35 on Skinner too, which is an odd one, but again, just flip the numbers, who cares? So yeah, that's where the team's at. That's how we're looking. Of course, this upcoming draft year is Connor Bedard's draft year, and it looks like... It looks like my roster is missing Matvei Michkov for some reason. Well, that's an interesting one. Michkov's always number 2 or 3. So where on earth has Matvei Michkov gone? I guess I forgot to... he's not on my roster, apparently. So that's a strange one, but that's okay. Because, you know, other guys like Adam Fantilli are on here, Riley Height. I wonder... Is Michkov like way down for some reason? I doubt it. Looks like I just forgot him. I forgot Michkov somehow. So that takes some skill. Or maybe he's in the draft year coming up. I don't know. But we're missing a Matvei Michkov. So it's essentially just the Connor Bedard Sweepstakes now at this point. And we might be in it, we might not be. I genuinely don't know, but if we got a top 8 pick, we traded up for one, it would be a pretty good draft to do so. So we'll see what happens. Looks like we're supposed to be in the top 10 in the draft, which means bottom 10 in the league. We'll see what happens there. It might be a bit of a surprise here, but best goalie, oh yeah, Noah Valley's a very good goalie. We might look to pick him up. but we'll see. All right, there you go. That is this draft coming up. I don't know how I missed Michkov, but I did. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Should be an interesting year, and I'll be back with you guys at the end of this 2022-23 regular season. All right, guys. So this season, the Red Wings put up a 42, 34, and 6 record for 90 points, and missed the playoffs still. So the Devils are going to be the best team this year. That's, I believe, Jack Eichel's team. We finished 15th. Oh no, we've got no chance at landing a guy like Connor Bedard now, so that kind of sucks, but oh well, it is what it is. And the Hurricanes and potentially Canucks. No, it's the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are going to have the best odds for a Connor Bedard sweepstakes. So that's how it goes. Regular season's over. I don't know how well our AHL team did. They must have done, oh my god, they did amazing. 60, 18, and 4 for 124 points. And what I can only assume, is a first place finish in the league. My goodness. All right, Jacob Perreault scored 77, Bordeleau 76, Trevor Moore 70. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look at the growth on some of these players. That is exactly what we... Oh my goodness, Dylan Guenther is looking phenomenal as well. All right, well, we're going to have to start picking between players here at this point, just based on how well these guys are growing. So, I mean, Guenther's a lock-in for the NHL next year. He's literally going to steal a roster spot away from a much better, or a much more veteran kind of player. Overall, though, I like how we did. Shane Wright had a 60-point rookie season, so not bad at all. 59-point season for Holtz isn't bad. 46 for Byfield. Could have been a little more left to desire there. Johnson only 34. How does Seider keep growing, yet he puts up kind of like terrible point numbers? I don't understand that. Edvinsson's up to an 87. He only scored 20 points this year. Don't ask me how, but these guys just continue to grow. That's crazy. Fleury only won 35 out of almost 70 games. Meanwhile, Cossa won 45 out of 61 and barely grew. That makes sense, right? So, all right, your goalies, Bobrovsky, Blackwood were the two best. Pretty good. I mean, 914 from Bobrovsky is just absurd. So yeah, those are really good seasons from a lot of different guys there. All right, defensively, Cale Makar scores 70, leads all D-men. Again, he's 94 rated. Evan Bouchard would have been a real nice pickup, but we didn't go for him, so it is what it is there. We could have gotten Letang, who put up 62 points, but, that's all right. We don't always land the perfect players. Rookie-wise, Shane Wright leads the league just ahead of his teammate Alexander Holtz, and then, of course, Savoie and Slavkovsky right in there as well. So yeah, pretty good seasons from a lot of guys. Leon Draisaitl leads the league with 106 points this year. Goal scoring, Ovechkin's almost scores 60 still. He's got to be over. Oh, he's not. He's 45 goals away from the record in his career for Gretzky, for passing Gretzky anyways. Plus 39 was the best in the league between Lafreniere and... Okay. All right, Lafreniere and Eichel just crushing it. 65 assists for Nylander is the best. Penalty minutes, Marchand only takes 92. Most shots goes to Ovechkin. Go figure. And there you have it. That is your 2022-23 regular season. Bit of a weird one, but not really too shabby. So let's see how the playoffs go. All right, guys, so that's where we're going to wrap this one up. Next episode, we'll get into the playoffs, see how our team does, and then we'll get to the draft from there. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one. The teams are looking really good, despite, Detroit not quite being there yet. Maybe we will be looking to try and make a move for maybe, one of these top-end picks. I mean, I'm not sure who exactly we would be going for yet, but we'll try to figure it out. It seems like there's some pretty strong prospects in this draft, and especially in this first going into second round. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, but I think it's going to be a good one here coming up again. So anyways, that is going to be it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, go down below, drop a like, subscribe, hit notifications, and of course, show your support through the comment section as well. But this Detroit Red Wings team is starting to build up to the point where they're actually going to make the playoffs and actually get closer to winning a cup. But that is it for me. This is Etanius signing out, and until next time.